Morning, guys. Welcome to the next 10 episodes of Tiny ADHD Superpower Knowledge. The next 10 episodes is going to focus on drug-to-drug interaction, both illegal and legal, prescribed and non-prescribed, or recreational. So I'm just going to first introduce the danger of ADHD and addiction. And then we'll go into each individual drug, such as cocaine, heroin, opioids, stimulants, as well as any other drug-to-drug interactions. So there may be a link between ADHD and substance use disorder. People with ADHD may have an increased risk of alcohol or substance misuse as a means to self-treat undiagnosed or untreated symptoms of the condition, such as impulsiveness or lack of focus. People with ADHD are at risk of developing substance use disorder. A literature review cites that, compared with the general population, adolescents with substance use disorder are more likely to have ADHD. For example, one study of cannabis use disorder with participants had ADHD. 38% of participants had ADHD. Another study showed 23 of the young adults with substance use disorder also have ADHD. So it kind of goes back and forth. If you have ADHD, you have substance use, you have ADHD. I don't really believe when you have substance use, you have ADHD. It doesn't go the other way around. You might exhibit symptoms, but it doesn't mean that you have ADHD. The likelihoods of substance use disorder are almost twice as high among individuals with ADHD and 4 times as high among those with ADHD and conduct disorder. So, what is the connection between ADHD and substance use disorder? Experts are unclear as to the exact reason behind the connection, but they have several theories linking ADHD and substance use, including the trait of ADHD, including impulsivity, judgment issue, runs in school, blah, 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 blah. We all know. Genetic link may exist between ADHD and the risk of developing a substance use disorder, because substance use disorder is genetic. ADHD, while it's still under the research whether it's genetic or not, I'm leaning towards that it is also genetic as well. So mixed with both, I have addictive personality, I know, and with ADHD, it's very dangerous. So watch out. Do not do recreational drugs, either without somebody with you or just don't overdose, please. People living with ADHD may feel tempted or try psychoactive drugs to self-treat ADHD symptoms. Additionally, the brain of an individual with ADHD may share similar structural characteristics to SUD, substance use disorder, including a smaller frontal cortex and the cerebellum. Cigarette smoking also seems to influence the likelihood of developing substance use disorder in children and adolescents with ADHD. There are another research that says otherwise. For example, some research shows that more than 50% of adolescents who smoke and have ADHD go on to develop substance use disorder as a young adult. That I agree. Throughout the studies, research. The study suggests this may be because friends who smoke might also use other substances. The author also suggests that the nicotine use changed the developing brain. It seems that children who receive ADHD treatment at a younger age are less likely to develop substance use disorder than those who start treatment later. Okay, so I have something to say about that. In terms of that, with medication, I doubt that. Okay, because the kid is going to be addicted to medication, and then it goes on downward spiral. But if you give them therapy sessions, they're just going to go up. They're gonna fly, So do that. So, is ADHD medication addictive? When taking therapeutic doses as a healthcare professional prescribes, the risk of developing an addictive of ADHD medication significantly decreases. Doctor may prescribe medications such as methadone, which is what I'm on, and I lost where I was. There we are. Or Adderall. For individuals with ADHD, this stimulant medication help people focus and control their emotions. They should not lead to addiction, substance misuse, as long as people use these while following guidance from a doctor. However, the risk of addiction or substance misuse, if they use them for non-medicinal and recreational reasons, such as trying to stay awake or study or work, that is a valid reason. Additionally, there's no evidence that taking stimulant medication for ADHD makes individual more likely to develop a substance use disorder later in life. I disagree because some other research suggests otherwise. Therefore, although children with ADHD have an increased risk of substance use disorder, this relates to a condition and not the stimulant medication. I mean, that'll be great, but my other research says otherwise. But that'll be great if my stimulants, it really doesn't give me any addiction issues or anything. I don't crave for it most of the time, but when I need a hyper focus, I do crave for it. So really figure yourself out and go from there. Take care.